results from tonight, or the overall results, because of course it's added together, and now Andreas, who's joined us, and Piers Switzer are tied at the top on 0 penalties heading forward into that third and final round. But this focus is really going to be on tonight's performance. And that means our first question comes to Richard. Richard, you've had such a great couple of weeks. Tell us about that horse in particular, and how your year's been so far.
Yeah, I think basically everyone can see how amazing this horse is. He has such a big stride, which doesn't necessarily make it easy in such a small, delicate indoor. But yeah, he just gives his best and you know, tries his heart out. And in such a jump off now, I was lucky to leave one and leave here and there a stride out. So that suited us.
How did you find the first round tonight? It was quite technical.
It was pretty technical. There were enough short lines, especially for my horse. So yeah, as I said, I was very, very delighted with my horse, how he handled it. And yeah, also in the results, I think you could see that it was a tough enough class, not too easy, not too soft. Yeah, so I think the course builder did a good job.
And were World Cup finals always on your radar for this year? Is it something you've been campaigning towards quite heavily?
To be very honest, not so much. I honestly only jumped 2 qualifications back in Europe, and luckily got in. First I wasn't in, but then someone scratched, so I got in. And then actually McLean was the one that said to me, you know, if you have a chance to go, you should try to make the best plan for your horse and go. And that's why I saved him. I was now 4 months with the horse in Wellington, so we've been here in the States. But I saved him the last weeks there, the last 3 weeks in Wellington. He didn't jump, and you know, I tried to make the best plan here for the finals, and luckily so far he's in very good shape.
Well, I'm sure these guys will have some questions for you, but we'll ask a question or two to these guys first. So, Andreas, coming to you next. Andreas Schou, you're now tied at the top heading forward into that third round. What's kind of going through your mind right now? Do you kind of focus on that, or is it just sticking to the plan and jumping the sort of best you can?
Yeah, indeed, of course, we're super excited and very proud of our horse coming here in super shape. But yeah, now we will focus on giving him some nice attention and keep him fit until the Saturday evening. And as he jumped here so far and how he did all indoor season, I really believe and hope that he will come out fit and fresh and give me again good rounds on Saturday.
And when you were on your way here, did you think that after round 2 you would be sitting in this position at the top? Did you have high hopes, or?
Before coming here, I was a little bit afraid from the speed cloud yesterday, because my horse is a big, slow horse from nature. But luckily, the course designer built a very, very good course yesterday, and I managed to stay within the top. And today he came out like he did all indoor season and fought for me all the way around, and yeah, gave me that clear round that was needed today.
And in the first round, what do you think the most technical questions were on the course? What was the hardest bit?
No, I think indeed he played with a lot of different things. He asked the horses all the time to stretch and then come back before high big verticals, and so but again, I think having this amount of starters and making 9 clears and giving the horses a good chance, but still challenging, made the course today very good.
Perfect. Hunter, coming to you next. You're sitting here again, still the highest ranked US rider. What's kind of going through your head tonight?
I'm just thrilled. I'm thrilled with my horse. She's stronger than ever and has really come to speed to play, and she's definitely on the top of her game, and I'm just trying to keep up with her. No, round 1 is super, and today she jumped great again, and it fought hard for me, and we had a little unlucky rail. I was a little deep to jump in the jump off, but she was excellent.
And she does seem quite adjustable. Even when you get in deep, she can still get her legs out of the way, and she seems so clever.
Yeah, she's very clever and smart, and just gives it her all every time.
And we talked about this the other night as well, but you come to this show even when it's not a World Cup finals. You really like this venue. What's it like coming here and having all those kind of fans cheering for you?
I love this horse show. You know, I think the organizers do a great job. Lisa Roskins, John Gardner, all of them. And tonight they're working hard to keep that footing fresh. You know, we got an extra drag. They really listen to the riders and always try to do their best to make it accommodating for us. And they always bring a good crowd, which doesn't go unnoticed.
And what's your plan coming in for Saturday? Pressure's on?
I'm trying to get up to the top 5. I'm working hard to get there, so we'll see. Fingers crossed.
Perfect. Well, congratulations to the athletes that are here. We'll open up to the floor. We do have a microphone. In fact, let's wait, because Harry's made it now.
told I wasn't needed. So.
That's sound. So we'll let Harry get up and have a breath. We'll ask him a couple of questions and then we'll open it up to the floor here this evening. So Harry, let's come to you then, now you're here. So you are the #1 ranked under 25 in the world, number 15 in the world. You're having quite a good season, and that's a relatively new horse. Tell us a little bit about it and how you come to have the horse.
Well, I don't think I really need to say too much about him. I think from what you saw tonight, he's not really a horse, he's a Pegasus. So, for sure, the best horse I've ever ridden, and even at 17 years old, still I think one of the best horses in the world. And you know, I've been watching him since when I was growing up as well, and it's just an honour and a privilege to be sat on him. And yeah, I love every minute, every time we get to go in the ring.
And what made you choose him for your World Cup finals? Because you've got such a string at the moment.
Yeah, he's the best.
Simple as
Pretty
that.
simple, it was a pretty easy choice. Yeah.
And how did you find the first round? Was there any bits that you found particularly tricky?
I thought today was a fantastic course. It walked okay. I didn't think it was actually overly big, but it rode more difficult than it walked, I found. And we got a great result. You know, a lot of good guys yesterday didn't quite have the result they wanted today, which was good for me. So yeah, I think it made a really exciting competition.
Perfect. Well, we'll open it up to the floor now. If anyone's got any questions, we've got some microphones, so we will bring those microphones to you. Here come the microphones, and we're starting at the back, and then we'll work forwards.
Richard, could you take us for the ride with you for your jump off and tell us what your plan was for each fence?
Yeah, so the plan was to start with enough rhythm towards #1 and kind of angle it already towards the right, so I don't, you know, get too much on the outside track. And then for #2, I wanted to take a bit time in terms of having enough space, because I really planned to do 8 up there, which is long enough, but the big stride of my horse helped to get there. Then honestly, I actually like to do 6 in a roll back to the wall, but it wasn't really there, so I had to do 7 to jump enough on the left to get the 5 into the double. The 1 strike got short for him. He put a lot of effort in there to clear the oxer out. Then I wanted to take a bit time in the rollback, because that fence came down a lot. It was a delicate fence already in the first round and also in the jump off. And then the 7 to the last was pretty easy for me, because he has such a big stride.
Any other questions? Get the microphones down towards the front there.
Sorry, I hope somebody hasn't already asked Andreas this question. I think your horse is very beautiful, I have to say. When you were in your jump off, you turned to the second last fence on an incredibly difficult stride. Did you have any worries at all that he wasn't going to get up over that, because he was entirely honest, wasn't he?
Yeah, indeed. I mean, that was all credit on him. That I deserved to have a mistake in that turn. As I said before, you know, he ain't no speed horse. I saw Richard's round, and I knew I had to give it all. Also doing the 5 into the combination, and when I put so much pressure on him, the canter gets difficult to handle. And when I turned up, the first distance wasn't there, and I had to add one. And luckily, he's such a sharp and clever horse, so he managed. Unfortunately, the 7 wasn't there, so I had to add the 8. I didn't want to risk it all, because there's also a big final coming up, so I didn't want to do a bad jump on the last, so I had to do the 8, and that's where I lost the win today. But in the end, it was good, yeah.
Are you surprised to find yourself in the joint lead?
I think I have to say yes. But when you see his record, all the indoor season, he jumped 5, 6 World Cups and Hatrogen Bosch and Geneva, and I think he's been clear in most, or maximum 1 down. He's such a consistent and clever, careful horse. So on the other hand, no, he actually deserves to be there, because he is absolutely one of the best.
Harry, I think you lost your stirrup again tonight, did you?
Yeah, but I don't know what to know. But yeah, well, you're the eager eyes, well, but Yeah, I actually left my magnetic strips at home for some reason, so I'm going to try and fix that Saturday. I'm not used to jumping that good.
I might, yeah, there we go.
Richard, can you talk about, because your horse has such a big stride and everyone, as you said, everyone has commented on how impressive he is. First of all, does that put any pressure on you? And secondly, how do you know where to draw the line between too big and just enough?
You know, it's like, I don't think there's any too big, as long as you can shorten the stride as well. So I think it's a big advantage in a lot of times that he has such a big stride, and then we just have to make it work also to get the stride small for short lines in the first round. And yeah, he has a super attitude, and he's good to work with. So so actually we can use it more as an advantage than as a bad thing.
And this is your second season coming to the US for the winter and competing here, and this final being in the US. How does the competition here feel? How do you enjoy being at this venue?
Yeah, I have to say in Wellington there's always very competitive people, and it you know, it challenges you every week. It's good for the horses to bring them up. We always bring a few sale horses. It was always good business for us too. And yeah, we're surrounded by good people. We liked it a lot last year, that's why we came back this year. And I think, yeah, as you can see, even now for this horse, United Touch, it was a good setup for such an indoor. So I think it's good in many ways.
Thank you. Harry, can you talk a little about how you've developed a partnership with this horse, since he's had such strong partnerships with so many other riders?
Yeah, he came to me around Christmas time, and he had a nice little break after the WEG. So to be honest, for the first month I just rode him in a hackamore and just took him around the fields. We didn't even come to a jump until the end of January, and then we went to the Aliva. Started off just two bigger classes there, and went straight to Bordeaux in the World Cup and finished 4th. The plan was, when he came, was for this final, but the problem was I only had one World Cup to qualify him, so luckily it went very good in Bordeaux, and honestly he doesn't take, he's such an amazing horse. It's not been difficult to get to know him at all, so yeah, just incredibly grateful to have the opportunity to ride him.
Is he what you expected based on watching him before?
Better. Yeah, everything and more.
Andreas, can you talk a little about your partnership with your horse? How long you guys have been together? He seems just very special to you.
Yeah, he's very special. We bought him, he's bred in Denmark, where we're from, and we bought him as a 5-year-old. And my wife took her time educating him because he was so careful, so sharp as a young horse, so he really needed the time. And then just before he turned 9, I took him over and brought him up in classes, and since then we have jumped, I would say, almost everywhere. We jumped the Olympics, World Championships, European Championships, now the World Cup final. So of course when you have a horse 7 years and he keeps on delivering to you and giving us so many adventures, you will of course be, you are really grateful, because not many riders will have a horse like that.
And what do you think of the venue here?
No, I think they put up just perfect show for all of us. The organizers has done perfectly from when we arrived in Liège until we sit here. Everything has been manageable, just perfect. Good condition, good plan. Yeah, as you said here on the side. They take perfect care of the ground, all season in Europe it's been exciting, because Omaha has been mentioned 100 times, and of course for us it's a big thing to go overseas and jump on the other side. So of course it's very nice to come here, and everybody is just so nice to us.
And Hunter, can you just talk about your plan going into today based on where you were after the speed class and this being a cumulative championship?
Yeah, my goal was just to keep it consistent, obviously go for a clear round and make it to the jump off. I was really hoping to get into the top 5. I had a kind of silly mistake and got a little cheap for the vertical on the rollback turn the jump off, but my horse feels great. She feels ready for Saturday, and hopefully we can get there. Feels great. We have the USA team here, which is always an added bonus. They take really good care of us, and Robert and Lizzie, and they make it a team event with a lot of support, which is always we're very grateful for.
Thank you.
I've got a question on the front row here.
So, 2 questions for Richard. Did we see the fastest gear you had in United in the prize giving tonight? Or can he go even faster than that?
To be honest, I was afraid to test the fastest gear, so I can't tell you how many gears are left, but I'd say there is more left.
So, could you explain, you have been extremely successful this winter in Europe and here in Wellington, in the States as well. Is there one or few factors that have made your career go boom this winter?
Well, the biggest factor for sure is to have such great horses. And then not much less of a factor is the great team I have behind me. So those 2 things actually makes us riders. You can only be as good as the team behind you, and you're only a good rider if you have a good horse too. So I'm lucky to have both of this for the moment. And what I enjoyed a lot also now in this winter season, to train with McLean and see a bit his side of thinking and how he plans towards shows and how he walks the course, and every step he takes he thinks about first, and that helped me a lot because I'm naturally more kind of an instinct rider and don't try to overthink it. So it's a very good combination for me to see his way of doing it and get a bit more into the whole planning. So I benefit a lot of his support.
Anybody else? Yeah. Victoria, go ahead.
Richard, how did you find this horse, and has he always been as sensational as he was tonight?
Yeah, the horse always was kind of famous in Germany. He, as a 5-year-old, he was second at the German Young Horse Championship already. And then the horse made its way a bit, got older. And I got him half a year ago, and to be honest, then everyone thought the horse is a bit too slow, and no one knows if he can really, scope-wise for sure he can jump everything, but also is he clever enough in technical courses and stuff. So I'm happy that we have such a good relationship, and he helps me out enough times, and I try to help him as much as I can, and it works very well. We had some great results. Indoors in Stuttgart, as well outdoors in Wellington, and now indoors again here. So I think we have a very good partnership, and it's a great horse for me.
This is for Hunter. Hunter, I've followed your career and reported on your success as a young rider, a junior, and I know obviously you're from Kansas, a neighboring state, and you made the choice. I know you travel to Florida and so on in the winter, but you've made the choice to name your home base back in your home state of Kansas in the Midwest here. Lisa Roskins has touched on the fact that part of the reason that they bid for the World Cup was to strengthen the sport here in the Midwest. I'm a Midwest girl too. What is it, do you feel like you're a role model for young riders coming up in the Midwest? Do you ever think about that?
I try not to. It's a little bit of the pressure side of the sport, but I think it's great to get all the kids around here educated, and I think this show does such a good job of bringing the kids here, and they get to see the sport and see a different side of the sport than we are used to here, because we're used to going to the rodeo and seeing the cowboys, which is also fun, but this side of show jumping for them is all new. So she's done an amazing job for the public and the Midwest as a whole to bring this here. This is huge. So grateful for her to do this. It's unreal.
Any other questions? All done? Well, if you want to find any of the results, they are available online, just to confirm how things are standing at the moment. So Andreas Schou, Switzer, tied at the top on 0 penalties. Henrik van Ekkerman in third. Richard Vogel's fourth. Joint 5th at the moment, Shiri Mansour and Hunter Holloway. Harry Charles is in joint 7th with Harry Smolder. So that's the kind of ones that are here. If you want to go any further down, they are available for you to see online. And of course, it all comes down to the final chapter on Saturday. So thanks to everyone who's come. If you are reporting and want to mention, tickets are still available on ticketmaster.com. And of course, a huge thank you to Longines as well. And thank you to our athletes.